In the last module, we covered the systems that control our body and help us sense the world around us. Now, let us briefly cover the systems involved with sustaining the body, how we get nutrients, how we get rid of waste, and how we reproduce. We start our model by covering the circulatory system. These are the systems that help us transport nutrients around our body, and it can be divided into our cardiovascular system, which moves blood through blood vessels with our heart, the lymphatic system, which helps move immune cells through our body, and the respiratory system, which helps us take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. And for this part, we have several learning objectives involved with those different groups. So we start, as always, with a reminder that these videos provide a summary of the key points, but they don't cover all of the material for this unit. So let's start by talking about blood. The stuff that flows in your blood vessels, that transports nutrients in your body. This is the stuff that keeps you alive and the stuff that makes me pass out when I see it. Blood type is determined by the proteins on the surface of your red blood cells. So people who are AB blood group, they have both A and B markers on their cells. They are deemed the universal recipient, and this is because they naturally have both A and B proteins. So their immune system recognizes both and won't attack either A or B coded cells. People who are just B, on the other hand, they only have the B protein on their cells, and so they don't recognize A and will attack A blood. O type is considered the universal donor, and this is because their cells have neither A nor B and won't be attacked by any bloodstreams. So blood is going to flow, and this is in two circuits. This is showing you a zoom in of the heart, but let's talk about that heart in action, both our systemic, which is the body, and our pulmonary, which is our lung circuit. So the pulmonary one is going to get oxygen from the lungs, and it's going to bring it into the left atrium of your heart. The atria is then going to contract, and that will push the blood into the left ventricle. The left ventricle will then contract and send that blood out into your body. Now, this is the systemic circuit. The cells of your body will then take up that oxygen and deposit waste like carbon dioxide. This is where you see that change from red, which we show as oxygen-rich blood, to blue, oxygen-poor. Now, keep in mind, your blood is not blue in real life. This is just the colors that all textbooks use. This sad, used-up blood is then going to enter the heart via the right side, that right atrium, and then will contract and send it into your right ventricle, which will contract and send the blood into your pulmonary circuit, where it will encounter the lungs and a gas exchange will occur, getting rid of that carbon dioxide and taking in oxygen. This fresh, happy, oxygenated blood will then return to the heart again, starting that cycle over with the left atrium. And we have valves in your heart which will close after the pumping and keep the blood moving in that same one direction. While blood is moving through our system by this heart, this muscle here, again, it will use arteries that will leave the heart and veins that will come back and enter arteries away. And blood pressure is determined by the measurement of the systolic over the diastolic. Okay, while blood flows through that circuit, we also have a fluid called lymph that will move in our lymphatic system. And this is like the extra fluid of the body that bathes our organs. And importantly for us, it also transports our immune cells. Now, the immune system is what protects our body from invaders. First, by covering it with the integumentary system, which we talked about already. And then we also have our innate immune cells, which are a non-specific form of an attack. They're going to attack any invader, and they include phagocytic cells like macrophages and neutrophils. And your body can also mount an inflammatory response here, which will include raising its temperature to kill off an invader. You also have the adaptive immune response. So where you can think of the innate immune response as a non-specific, gonna kill everything. The adaptive, this is a targeted response. And it's going to use lymphocytes and make proteins called antibodies. And antibodies bind to a specific invader like a tag. And once the invader cells are tagged, then those lymphocytes can hunt them down and destroy them. Now, your body keeps a record of those tags with the antibodies, and it's a record of all the threats it's ever encountered, like a database. So it's ready for if the invader ever comes back. This is how vaccines work. They take advantage of that system, and they help your body make tags for invaders that they haven't seen yet. So in this video, we talked about the circulatory system and how it moves blood and immune cells through our body and delivers nutrients and protects our body from attack. In the next video, we're going to cover the digestive system and how we actually take in those nutrients.